Good evening and welcome to Ville News. I'm Kevin Lynch alongside Sanai Browning, here to give you the latest local, state, and national headlines.
Coming up, we have updates on United States crime levels and a fatal helicopter crash. Stay tuned because Ville News starts right now.
"2020 was one of the United States' most dangerous years in terms of the violent crime rate, increasing 5%, with the murder rate increasing 30%. But in 2023, new data shows that there was a 12.2% decline in violent crime from 2022 to 2023. The reason for this phenomena comes from a variety of sources, where crime is decreasing along with police numbers and cities exclusively reporting on negative news more than positive news. In addition, police departments are investigating other non-traditional places to put their funds, like addressing crime through a public health lens and implementing programs to help people out before they resort to violence. In order to change the public opinion on violence in the country, Enterprise reporter Lee Sanderlin from the Baltimore Banner says, quote, "Crime affects people very personally. The only way for people to change their perceptions on a macro scale is for progress to continue," end quote.
The night before the Super Bowl, a helicopter crash in California killed 6 people on board who were traveling to Las Vegas for the game. The people identified in the crash were Imimbola Banjo, who was the former chairman of the Nigerian exchange group, Herbert Gwigwi, who was the CEO of a Nigerian bank, and his wife and son, as well as 2 pilots piloting the helicopter. The president of Nigeria, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, offered a statement to the press saying, quote, "This passing is an overwhelming tragedy that is shocking beyond comprehension," end quote. A member of the executive board of the National Transportation and Safety Administration said that the helicopter departed during wintry conditions and suggested that as the cause of the crash.
When we get back, updates on a tragedy in Lansdowne and how Pittsburgh is celebrating Mardi Gras. Ville News will be right back. The Lee family experienced a tragic event when a devastating fire resulted in the loss of 6 family members in East Lansdowne. However, as more information came to light, the full extent of the tragedy became evident. It all started when the police received a distressing report of an 11-year-old girl being shot on Lewis Avenue. The perpetrator, identified as Con Lee, not only targeted and injured Officer David Chiazza and Officer John Meehan in a shocking act of violence, but also turned out to be a relative of the family. Con Lee not only took their lives, but also set fire to their house, ultimately losing his own life in the process. The burning house was recorded by neighbors as the fires grew larger, as they didn't know at the time that a crime was committed. The Yeadon and East Lansdowne communities united in a moving vigil to honor the victims, while the DA's office continues to investigate and uncover any remaining information related to this tragic incident. Our condolences are with the Lee family and the officers that were injured during the investigation.
Mardi Gras was last weekend, and Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania held their 30th annual Mardi Gras Gala on February 13, 2024, also known as Fat Tuesday. The gala was held at the West in Pittsburgh. This is a fundraising event that honors community leaders for their commitment and dedication to the Pittsburgh region. This event is traditionally supported by the corporate community through table sponsorships. The gala is also one of Pittsburgh's premier social gatherings and has been sold to capacity since its creation. This annual event is fun and upbeat. It also mirrors the celebrations and activities of the Mardi Gras Festival in New Orleans. Magicians, jugglers, musicians, and stilt walkers were at the event. There was also an open bar along with a French Creole New Orleans-style sit-down dinner. The Mardi Gras atmosphere is created with extravagant decorations, beads, masks, doubloons, and a parade.
When we get back, we'll have updates on the capture of a wanted man in Lancaster and a bakery's special Fastnacht day. Ville News will be right back. A Lancaster County man wanted for homicide has been found and captured in Pittston Township in Luzerne County. On Thursday, February 9th, suspect Matthew Harrison was arrested for the murder of his wife, Jami Harrison, after a brief standoff at the Knights Inn Hotel in Pittston. Jami had been found dead on the 200 block of Mount Hope Road in Lancaster County, and reports from the Lancaster County Coroner's Office state the cause of death as asphyxia through strangulation and suffocation. The District Attorney's Office reports the finding of text messages from the victim's phone insulting her and saying that he needed to grab things from the home. Meanwhile, texts from the suspect's phone were sent to coworkers reading, quote, "The demon in me broke free," end quote. And another text to a family member saying, quote, "I've been having murder on my brain," end quote. Harrison has been charged with first and second degree murder and felony strangulation.
A Lancaster bakery celebrated Fastnacht Day amid concerns that the fire at nearby Bird in Hand restaurant and smorgasbord would shut down production. Bird in Hand Bakery and Cafe held its annual Fastnacht Day event on Tuesday, celebrating their traditional donuts from their cafe, a stand at Roots County Market, and a tent at Lancaster Shopping Center. A Fastnacht is a sugar and lard-based donut made for Fastnacht Day, a Pennsylvania Dutch celebration that falls on Shrove Tuesday, also called Fat Tuesday, which occurs before the Lenten season. Bird in Hand Bakery and Cafe was unaffected by the January 30th fire at Bird in Hand restaurant, as well as the explosion at Bird in Hand Family Inn on December 18th. The bakery and cafe was able to continue making their Fastnacks in-house at the bakery in time for the holiday.
That's all we have this week for Ville News. Thanks for watching, and make sure to tune in next week for the latest local, state, and national headlines.